Welcome back to Great Day Live. So glad you have joined us for this special edition of the show. You know, the first half of the show, we talked about some really heavy topics. And while we are switching gears, we're going to talk about something equally important, something that's a very serious topic, not just here, but really around the world.
We're talking about addiction, and we've switched up our locations now. We're here at the Healing Place at their women's campus. And we're going to talk about something that normally is kind of hush-hush, right? And taboo to talk about, but we need to talk about.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. You know, so many people have to deal with this, and we want people to be more open about topics like addiction. So the better we can be at that, the better those around us will be also. So let's dive into this discussion. We are joined by Heather Gibson, Vice President of Program Services, and Courtney Weishaupt, Detox Manager. So Heather, we're going to start with you. A couple of questions because we really want to, get to the core of this as best we can. What services does the Healing Place offer?
So I'm going to just try to keep this simple because we do a lot. We have about 800 beds between our men's, women's, and Campbellsville facilities. But what we do is we try to offer the full continuum of services that someone struggling with addiction would need, from a bed in our overnight facility if they just need a safe place to get off the streets and sleep for the night, a hot meal, to our detox services for people who know that maybe there's something going on, they have a problem, and they need help withdrawing from alcohol or drugs, to a long-term recovery program, outpatient services, transitional care services, workforce development, housing. So we try to meet people wherever they are and what service they need and carry them through all the way to the end. So hopefully the ultimate goal is for them to return as citizens living productive and meaningful lives in our community.
So you just lay that out so quickly and easily. It's so much. But, when you hear all of those services, I guess I'll ask the question this way. What sets you guys apart? What is it you all are able to do here that perhaps some other agencies or resources aren't able to provide?
So I think we always keep the client in mind first. We started off as a homeless shelter, and we've evolved over time, but what we've always done is just meet clients where they are. And so we consider ourselves low barrier, which means that we don't put a lot of things in place to prevent people from accessing our services. And that's why it's important to us that we have services available to people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 a year. So if it's 3 a.m. on Christmas morning and somebody needs a detox bed, you can bring them here. You don't have to have an appointment. We're not going to ask a bunch of questions. We're just going to get you in a safe place, in a bed, and hopefully help get you stabilized. And so I think the low barrier piece is really important. And something else, in some treatment facilities, they're very short term. And we know if you've ever tried to change anything hard in your life, it takes time. And so we give our clients the gift of time. So we don't say you can only be here for 30 days or 45 days. We have, we give them the space, particularly in our long-term program, it's a 6 to 9 months. And you just don't see that in very many places.
Courtney, the homeless crisis is certainly top of mind here in this community. What is the Healing Place doing to tackle this important issue?
So as a result of the expanded outreach initiative in our city, the Healing Place has launched a pilot program aimed at reducing the number and recidivism rate of houseless individuals in our community. We're offering these folks case management and peer support services and just the support that they need to access services to eventually get them to independence and housing on their own.
Well, this next question is actually for both of you, but Courtney, you first. For those watching that they have a loved one that's really struggling with substance abuse, what advice would you give them right now, especially during this holiday season?
I think the best advice that I can give is just to be there as a support for that person when they decide that they're ready for some help.
Yeah, that's a very important question.
I agree with Courtney. I think support is really important, and oftentimes what happens is when somebody is ready to make a change, they're ready right then and there, and so being able to provide them the support they need to get to services. Additionally, I think family members, or if you have a loved one in addiction, it's important that you also have some good boundaries around yourself and some self-care, that you're really taking care of yourself and making sure that you're not doing too much. Oftentimes, loved ones get overly, for lack of a better word, taxed in these situations. So it's really important to take care of yourself too, but also finding that balance and supporting your loved one, because when they're ready, that might be the time.
Great advice from you both. Ladies, thank you.
Well, the Healing Place is an enormous community partner, and they support so many community organizations. That's why they were chosen as a partner with Union Year of Giving. Recently, I had a chance to chat with the guys with our local unions about why they chose the Healing Place.